over it. So everywhere is tipping. And it's like the trending thing. People are even making t-shirt of it, right? Oh, it's tipping. The economy is in tatters, it's in gutters. The Nigerian naira has become more or less like a tissue paper. So I was having a chat with with my kid this morning, and their birthday is coming up. And they said, what do you want for your birthday? And they said, sewing machine. I was like, okay, sewing machine. How much is sewing machine? They said 250,000. What? Is that electric sewing machine? I said, no. I said, no, that can't be. Like, okay, maybe you should find out. I was like, no. Then I now remember that. What are we even talking about? Your Nigerian naira has become so valueless, and it's not coming back. It is not. Tifnumbu and his gang, right? They are smiling to the banks, right? Stealing your forex as whenever they want. And there's no chance. There's no real chance. There is no real investment in anything production. Like you can say, okay, manufacturing in Nigeria is improving. Give it 2 years. It's going to get better enough that, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing going on. Nothing. What these guys are doing is awarding bogus contracts to themselves, borrowing money, Baba. In 17 months, Tifnumbu and his goons, they only attracted $29.5 million to Nigeria, 210 million population in 17 months. Meanwhile, they have expended more than $15 billion that you can't point and say, this is what they have used the money for. They have printed over 20 trillion naira. Yeah, over 20 trillion naira. You see that looting of the Nigeria's crude oil, as well as the proceeds of crude oil. Under Bukwari that you had that time, the whole madness continues under Tifnumbu. NMPC is not remitting shishi. They told you that they have improved oil production in Nigeria. 1.3 million barrels a day. 1.3 million barrels. That's a lot, right? So at $80 per barrel, $80 times 1 million barrels, that's 80 million. 80, that should be like how much? 86 to 90 million dollars. So if they are drilling 1.3 million barrels a day, that means they are making at least $90 million every day. So what is the 40% of 90 million? 40 million or 35 million. Let's even use average now. Let's say they are making $30 million every day from your crude oil. You self do the math. 30 million times 10 days, that's 300 million. Times 30 days, that's $900 million. $900 million every month. Consider that as how much they are collecting from as royalty from the crude sales in Nigeria. That's a lot of money too. Maybe not a lot money. Where is it? NMPC, where is that money? Gone. No, none of you can give me the answer. You, the Runukus, let's play with numbers now. I know say no be statistics you go chop. Or you know say statistics is very stubborn. Data is very stubborn. Okay. So I'm using average now, probably more than that too. Because you know say Nigeria is not the one drilling the oil. Nigeria is only collecting royalty. And according to what we know, they say Nigeria collects at least 40%. The oil companies keep the rest. So if we use the rough estimate, 40%, that's like $900 million. In fact, would you $1 billion every month? Do you know what that is in 17 months? That's in my book, $17 billion. You see, you're opening your mouth like, but shut up. I just did the math now. 17 billion in 17 months of Tifnumbu. Where is the money? Add 24 trillion naira that Tifnumbu Oduduwa Emefiole has printed for Tifnumbu. Let me tell you what they have done, right? Nobody is asking for the petrol money anymore. I mean, sorry, the crude oil money anymore. What they normally do now, they will say, okay, oh, they collected taxes everywhere. All the taxes collected. So Nigeria makes 1.3 trillion naira. 1.3 trillion as taxes. You know, they won't tax you to death now, Abi. So they said they are making about 2 trillion naira every month on taxation, on taxes. 2 trillion. And then they shared over 4 trillion or sometimes 5 trillion a month, because they said the money they are giving to the states now has, you know, done boku. Like your state's governor, I mean, state government now collect more money now. Abi? So from taxes on that Tifnumbu, taxes taxing everybody like as it is. So they make 2 trillion naira from taxes. They are supposed to be making like $1 billion every month from crude oil. But nobody is asking for that money. Rather, Kadobi, Oduduwa Emefiole, they have been printing more than 2 trillion every month. So far, so good. Now they've printed over 24 trillion naira. 24. And then what they usually do is that they will share the money. Okay. So this federal government will take 55%. Tifnumbu and his gang. The state government, they will take 25% or something. And local government will take 20%. I'm not sure about their percentages, but yeah. So because of that, state governors can't ask how much is NNPC making from crude oil. So what happened to the money from crude oil? Any answer? Any taker? Can you tell me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. You can type it in the comments. I'll read it. Yeah? Type it in there. I'll read it. You know where the money from crude oil goes? Yeah, the usual suspects. It goes straight into the pocket of these guys. Everybody collect their own share. The money is gone. So until next time. As for the state governors, once they collect their own naira in their account, they go straight to the bureau de change. And that is why Oduduwa Emefiole publicly said they shared, listen to this one, they said they shared over $500 million in 3 days, just last week. Guess who they gave the money to? The bureau de change, to stabilize the naira. Today, a Nigerian naira to a dollar is over 1,670 naira to a dollar. Almost 1,700 naira in some places. And it is always increasing whenever they are about to collect their allocation. Have you noticed that at all? No? Okay, I'm saying it to you now. Once they are about to share the federal allocation around 27, 28, 29th of the month, Nigerian naira will go. It will fall. Dollar will go up. Naira will crash. Because immediately they release the money to them, they go straight to the bureau de change. And they will change it to dollars out of Nigeria. And they are just kind of looting. Like, where is the money? The money is not even in your economy. You are dealing with hyperinflation. And somebody is telling you that no pain, no gain. That all of this is a sacrifice you are making. Sacrifice you will make. I mean, which sacrifice? If I ask you to explain that sacrifice, can you? No, you can't. You can't. Sacrifice is when you say, oh, things will get better the way they are going now in another 2 years. Even Dangote refinery lies has faded. Or are you still believing in that Dangote refinery buying crude oil in naira and Nigeria naira will be stronger? Do you still believe that lie? Do you? No. Okay, fine. You better don't. Because you'll be so stupid to tell me that you still believe that lie. I mean, I'll be so shocked that any member of this temple will open their mouth and say Nigeria Naira will be stronger once Dangote refinery start buying crude oil. Today is the 13th of October. They were supposed to start giving Dangote refinery crude oil in Naira from the first 13 days ago. Here is that lie. Fell flat on his face again. They were supposed to give Dangote refinery 400,000 barrels of crude oil every day from the 1st of October. Do you know how many they would have given to him today if they fulfilled that? It would have been 5.2 million barrels of crude oil. Even 52 barrels of crude oil they never give him. Yeah. Dangote was supposed to buy in Naira so they can strengthen the Naira. They were talking about that everywhere. You remember? Last month. And people like us were like, they don't get crude oil to sell to Dangote. They don't get crude oil at all. This bunch of criminals have taken you for granted for so long that, number one, 1.5 or 1.3 million barrel of crude oil is expected to be extracted every day. Also, the oil companies were supposed to give Nigeria about 300,000 barrel of crude oil every day, which would have ordinarily given Nigeria nearly 3 million, no, 3. That's nearly about 10 million barrel of crude oil every month for the Nigeria local refineries. Nigeria refineries, the artisanal refineries, and then maybe Dangote refineries too. That was what the arrangement would have been. But guess what? Under Bokuwari, right? They've mortgaged that. It's like me going to the world market and say, hey, can you borrow us $1 billion? Say, okay, what's the collateral? Say, yeah, we have 350,000 barrel of crude oil every day. So if you give us $1 billion, we'll give you the crude oil. Say, really? Yeah, we need the money now. So they used the crude oil that they have not even gotten as collateral for loans they have already expended. They've spent the money. So Tifnumbu and his gang do not have access to any crude oil at all. When, even though Bokwari made a deal with Dangote, the same Bokwari, they already, the same NNPC, Melekiyari, they already mortgaged the future, arranged their crude oil for them. That was crude oil that was supposed to be refined in Nigeria. These guys sold it, not sold, they mortgaged it as a collateral. Then they went outside there to tell people that Nigeria will give Dangote, once Dangote refinery is ready, Nigeria will give him 400,000 barrels. You don't even have 400 barrels of crude oil. Then they changed that to, you know what? Let's just give him an oil block. So they gave Dangote 2 oil blocks. That he should go and drill his own crude oil himself, because they do not have any crude oil to give him. So Dangote said, no, I can't invest in that again. I invested in this refinery, and look at me today. I'm struggling, suffering from all of you guys' greed and all that. So I'm not going to invest in any crude oil drilling anymore. But I read that 2 days ago, that Dangote is now going to start drilling his own crude. I was like, what the hell is going on? This guy said, from the 1st of October, they will be giving Dangote 400,000 barrels of crude oil. Who are those people planting this news in the media Because it's like every AK day. You could share here say Nigeria is going to start lifting crude oil for Dangote. Oh, Dangote refinery to receive 400,000 barrel of crude oil. Dangote refinery will receive. Who are those planting this news in the media? Almost every AK day, every Monday. Then I know that they know their gullible citizens who have been so, number one, majority of you have been miseducated, poorly educated. Then they have rigmaroled your brain, destroy you mentally enough that you can't even figure out what is going on anymore. Even if you try to, you are frustrated enough to say, well, what are we going to do? That's how powerless you have become. When you see all this truth in front of you, some of you still want to kind of create your own lies. And then you believe that lie. You begin to tell yourself that it's a matter of time, everything will be fine. How? How? Because that's what I used to ask myself, like, okay, how? If things are going to get better, how? There should be something somewhere that maybe somebody like us, people like us are missing. Here you get now, like maybe, because I don't agree that I know everything. I agree. I do not know everything. You get that now? So if you can help me to point me out to something that maybe people like us are missing, that is that hope. Because everything I see everywhere is lies, lie after lie, yo. And you can't build anything out of lies. Nothing. You can't wish yourself out of the whole mess. No. There's no way. Nigeria economy is tanked, it's done for. Rather than kind of find a way around it. So they created, you know that majority of them are using Nigeria money to buy refineries again now outside Nigeria. Yeah. That's why all this Dangote, that. They are using, and you know the saddest thing is this. Majority of them are working to get the crude oil from Nigeria shipped to those countries. An arrangement that once they ship them to those countries where they can refine them from outside Nigeria, outside Nigeria, refine them from there, then they can just bring in petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, and other stuff, bring them to Nigeria and sell it in Nigeria at exorbitant prices. Yeah, they're using Nigerian money to go and do that. Because the entire place is. But they will tell you that in another 5, well, I'm like, okay, people will have to endure for another 7 years, another 6.5 years. Okay? 6.5 years of shaggy. Emi afe bo. Emi abo. Not even like Emi afe bo. There is no way out. Even if you chase these criminals away, from my own findings, even if you chase them, not just chase them, even if you arrest all of them and decide to start taking everything from them, Nigeria cannot recover for the next 50 years from what these guys have done. You can't. So if I ask you, right, that do you think Tifnumbu and all these guys you see with him, do you think they can try and revive your economy to pre-2015? Because you know what? Nigeria economy in 2015 was rebased and it was $569 billion. And obviously it was right. Today, 9 years after, Nigeria's economy is now valued at $241 billion. Yeah. I mean, somebody said, but in 2015, there was no railway to Abeokuta. Hey, Okay? There was no, what else did somebody tell me then? There was no airport. There was no second Niger bridge. There was no, they shall kind of said few things that could actually be not only that you have been robbed of them, you have been given substandard infrastructure that are never really completed. Do you really think building train stations is worth how much they stole from you? Bukwari printed 27.5 trillion naira. That's like $50 billion. When Bukwari and his gang came in 2015, brought by Tifnumbu. Tifnumbu was proud to have brought Bukwari to you. Nigeria had what was called the excess crude account. Do you even remember that anymore? Some of you don't even remember. Nigeria had $7.5 billion in an account called excess crude account. Initially, the balance in that account in 2007, when Obasanjo handed over to Yaradua and the Gbere Jonathan, was $20.5 billion. That's how much Obasanjo left in that account. Guess who took Jonathan to court? Because they said, good luck, Gbere Jonathan was already spending the money, which was not true. But the propaganda was so strong that Isaleko Barack Obama, your former minister of darkness, homelessness, and potholes, Fashola, and Adamu Shiomole of Edo, in their stride when Jonathan was there, they took him to court. Rotifmi Amechi, who were later the star boys of APC, they took Jonathan to court. They blackmailed Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, your then Minister of Finance. They took them to court that money belonged to Nigeria. And it doesn't make any sense for anybody to be saving that money. That money must be shared. Remember, from 20.5 billion, they shared the money until the money got down to 7.5 billion. But guess who they blamed for it? They said Jonathan spent the money. They shared the money to all the states because they say, yeah, it's money from crude oil. And according to the Constitution of Nigeria, money from crude oil must be, once it's sold, it must be shared. Nobody should save any money. Obasanjo saved it. He saved the money. APC, Egbekegbe forced them to share it. They went to court. Until Egbere Jonathan was like, no, we can't share everything, but we share some. That's how we're going to do it. What did they do with the money? What did the states do with the money? They looted it. By the time Egbere Jonathan was going, 7.5 billion was left in that account. Today, do you know how much is left in that account? I'm not joking, though. Whatever is left in that account now is not up to $1,000. Yeah, billion to thousand. You think it's not a joke? I think they've even closed the account, Seth. It's probably like a dormant account now. Nobody added any penny. Did Nigeria stop selling crude oil? When APC, Egbekegbe took over in 2015, did Nigeria stop selling crude oil? Because from that moment, Nigeria entered Kana. Nigeria economy entered Kana. 700,000 barrels of crude oil was being stolen every day. For 8 years of Bukwari. Condition Nigeria, man. God damn it, man. To the point that they traced some of the stolen crude oil to China, to Switzerland. And guess what? When they found the oil and the country decided to pay them, Malamu and his gang, they collected the money and shared it. Not even Nigeria. Malamu and his gang decided to take it as a legal case. And they won at the international court that says that crude oil was stolen from Nigeria. The money must be paid to Nigeria. Malamu and his gang diverted that money. The few ones they found, I think 300,000 barrels or something they found. These guys came and looted Nigeria blind. Until tomorrow, they will still tell you they are trying to fix the mess of PDP. And you, that is a victim of a mismanaged country, you are on social media, you are writing think pieces, explaining this and that to defend these Olori Burukus. And I'm asking you now, what is left?